just decoupage that tag that I had that you might have seen earlier. You know, it's been hanging around, I haven't done anything with. So got some blackberries. That's the last bit of that napkin. I'm going to try and find some more. And then I just decoupage that on. And I thought I'd add a bit of this on it. A bit similar to another page I've done, previous book. And then we've got another tuck spot in here perhaps. And then we'll do some sort of something here. And then most probably take another poem out of Edith Holden and do something here with that, which I feel is quite right, because it'll bring that colour into here. Okay, because we brought this colour here, and now we'll bring that one to here, and then that should balance the page a bit. So I'll just stick that on there. And while that's sticking, I shall look through the little Edith Holden book that I managed to get hold of, which is absolutely brilliant. October. Yeah, I quite like that actually. So look where that comes. Quite like those birds too. There's the trouble with this book. Whereas that's going right there. I'll do the bottom one, and then I might just get the birds in as well. So I quite like that picture. Yeah, so we can still use that. So that's good. And I need big scissors. Oops. It's loads better. Let's ink that up then. Getting into a bit of a mess today. Mind you, I've done quite a bit, so I think that's why. Let's get that squished down. Ooh, sorry, my back's hurting a little bit today. So I've got where my husband's doing the new worktop and everything, I've got one that's a little bit higher. So if I do any cutting, any, you know, die cutting and stuff, I can do it upright. So because I find that when I'm sat down here, you stoop over a little bit, don't you? And you start to ache. So it's quite nice to get up and walk around and do something else. So I'm not sure where I want that actually. I sort of quite fancy it there. But really, blackberries are in September, aren't they? They're still around though in October, so just depends how much wet weather we have, doesn't it? I think I'll ink that while I'm here. To tell me off of it, they're not around in October. I thought they might be, but I'm not sure now. I actually quite like it like that, to be honest, because I'm going to put something in there as well. So yeah, I'm going to leave that. I think there's quite a lot going on that page with the fabric and the tag. So I just felt a little bit overpowering if I put too much on there. Right, gone to this double page here, and I've got a few bits from a little bit box. And I'm just going to sort of make a bit of a collage, I think, with all these bits here. Okay, because I definitely want that sort of hanging, because that one's at the top, so I want one at the middle, and I'll actually most probably have one down here. So at some point during the page I've got to have one in there, so I've got 3. So I'm just going to come up with something. I need to distress the edges of all these bits and ink them up. So I'll get on with that, because I just think something, you know, like I was doing. That's a bit of wallpaper that I done the other day on the other journal. Yeah, so, and that was from my ATCs that I've done. I've got to finish, so I need to put them in the post. Yeah, something like that anyway. So I'll get an ink kit, get them, distress them all. You know, my distressing tool. If you haven't got one, then scissors will work. So I shall get on with that, and then I'll get back to you, rather than you painfully watch me do that. Okay, I've inked it all up, and that's the sort of thing I want sort of going on, and I thought a nice Tim Holtz stamp image would look nice on here in black. Okay, which I picked the smallest one there, but that's a stamp collection from, well, it's not, it is Tim Holtz collection, but it's Stampers Anonymous. All right, so that's the one I've got there. And I thought, because I want some of the stitching, I feel as though I want that stitched, that stitched, that stitched, and that stitched. Okay, but that's the sort of thing I've got going on. And I've got the yellow poking through up there, which I really like, because it will suit the yellow going on over here when I've done this. Yeah, and I've got bits of orange and yellow in this side. So again, we're sort of, you know, and that's on the little flap here. So, all right, and don't know what I'm going to do on there yet, but it's quite yellow, and that's going to stay there. So that's my idea with that page, how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to stitch this one, stitch this one, stitch this one, and stitch this one. Okay, and then I'll come back. Put that down first. Just better make sure the video's running. Yep. Oh, it's happened so many times. I forget to press it. I sort of stop it while I go and find things to save me battery and everything, and save me, well, because it's an iPad, it only has so much on there, and I have to delete. I have to make sure that I upload all my videos the night before, so I can delete them to put more on there, because it's only like 16 gigabyte, and it doesn't take a lot of videos to fill that up, that's for sure. Okay. You know, this is one of the pages that went a little bit on the dark side, so you can see how you lift that up with something light. If you have a light background, you can use darker things on the top, but this way it sort of balances up a bit, and we've got lightness going on, which is great, of course. I'll put that one down. These were the Muppet pieces that I used when I was making my tags out of the colour. So that's all they are. Okay, this should glue down okay. Used a bit of this in my other journal, so I'll just come up a bit. Oh, there we go. Squish that down a bit. It's sort of causing the card to come up a bit, so just squish that down. So, I have no idea what this is, because my sister gave it to me. She hasn't got any more, so that was literally the last bit. So, right, where are we here? Are we too near the edge of that page? No, that's fine. I want to come down a bit more. Yeah, because that leaf is going sort of there. That's about right, I think. Oh, I meant to fill up my glue too, so Don't have to wait too long till it comes up to the top. I shall do that next in a minute. That leaf will be going there, so that'll be poking out there a bit. Do that there actually, I think. Yep. What I might do with these is just put a little bit of Mod Podge on, okay, because it will preserve it. Alright, so I'll just squish that down, and the same with the other one, just a fine coat, just to keep everything together. Okay, just make sure that's all squashed down, because it is dried flowers after all. Okay. Right, and we've got to, you know, have some words there somewhere. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to leave that as is because I need to add some words. All right, but I'm going to do this page, or that little page first, before I add words on here. All right. Okay, I've got my Mod Podge. I'm just going to give that a very fine coat. You have to be careful drying it though, just to try and keep all those things in there, really. Only because of the vellum, it'll warp, so you could do with just okay. That was on the other side. All right. Put the vellum there, vellum acetate, just to keep that so I can carry on with this page. Oh, I quite liked, oh, and then I had those as well, didn't I? Oops. So I've got quite a lot going on down there. Actually, that looks nice on that corner, just there, and I think it's going to be the red one, the green one. Yeah, these are not so sticky now, so ooh, that would have been good, wouldn't it? That would have been glue everywhere. Right. To hold them for a second, so right, put the little quote there. Well, it's not quote, it's Fair on September. It's out of the Edith Holden book, so that was all right. Done that. I was looking, no, right, so I haven't done this yet, but what I'm going to do on this page is similar sort of colour tones to the yellow here. All right, and then I've got a bit of orange there, and I've got a bit of this left. So I've got more of it, but I'm going to use, you know, I'm using this up. So, and then I thought I would stitch that to there, because I love this, because we've got a bit of dark going on here, and we've got the black, and we've got sort of quite dark here. So I might need to stick that down just a bit more. Sorry, I'm wandering off again. So I thought that might look nice on that page there. It doesn't hold any relevance. It's not tuck spot or anything like that. You know, it's just a bit of collage through the book, because this, again, is an art journal-ish. Do you know what I mean? It's not a proper art journal, but it's just for you to, you know, do something like this and then go through and stick your little bits in. Do you know what I mean? Your little bits, and just play around, have fun with all your little bits that's left over. Instead of them sitting in a pot, the side view, collage them, you know, and because it works, and it's something for you to look through. And I think after it's which I found when I done it is I was sort of looking at it thinking, I'm not sure if I like this. I don't think I'm very good at this. You know, I go through all that sort of thing. And I literally put it on the shelf and I would bring it out and I thought, well, actually, it doesn't look that bad now. I think because we tend to stare at everything we do and we see every tiny little mistake, whereas somebody else will come along and see that page as a whole. We tend to focus on individual bits because we might have done something wrong. So we focus on them, but somebody else coming in looks at it and sees the page as a whole and they go, oh, isn't that good? You know, and things like this. And you think, oh, I don't know. But it's just having a bit. But I never worry about that. I just have fun, you know. So things work, some don't. So just go out there, get all your bits together and put them in this journal. That's, you know, and it's satisfying. That's all I can say when you've completed it, because you get a nice book, you know, like the previous one I done, which is here, you know. And to be honest, it's nice for people to look through. You know, I've had a few people look through it now and they say, oh God, I love it, you know. And a little flip there, and it's grown on me anyway, I must say, really grown on me. And I wouldn't part with this for the world now. I really wouldn't. So I want to do a page like that too, because I really like that one. See, that's one of my favourites. You know, I like everything sort of about this. And I love these. I've got to use some of those as well. Because that was just a bit of washi tape, wasn't it, on that card. And it just so worked. Yeah. And I love this too. This is nice. So anyway, enough of that one. We've done that one, haven't we? We're on this one now. Right, so I'll get on with that. I'm just going to stitch that on there first. All right. I actually might stitch the whole thing down. Yeah, I will. I'll glue it in place and then, no, I'm going to stitch that to that, that to that, and then stick it down, all right? And then we won't get any of the stitching here because I quite like that page as it is without any stitching on. Okay, so it's literally, I stitch all this together like that. Okay, need the edges. And that's one of those pieces of fabric, can you see? They're lovely. I think it's like the cigarette cards, but there's fabric ones out there, and I've got a couple, but they're lovely. I love using those. Right, so I'll go ahead and do that and see you in a minute. There we go. That's all stitched around. That's all I've done. Double stitched. I've done zigzag over that bit there because of it's, you know, sort of escapes you when you're doing it really, but I actually like all that. So because there's a bit of a loop there, I cut that. Okay, if there's any loops anywhere, no, that's all right. That's an end there, and have it like that. Okay, let's stick that down. Right, and some kind of sentiment over there. Maybe a little tiny bit of stamping actually as well. Yeah, I think that'll work again. We'll use that. Coffee out. Just feel I need something at the top. Not much, just very gently. Maybe a bit in there. And over there. Okay. And then a sentiment. That's it. Right, I've actually just got a bit of happy mail from Amanda, so thank you very much, Amanda. I'm actually not going to use it in this journal because I want to keep this because it has been made for me, and this journal might be going to a new home, and this means a lot to me that you've made this. So what I'm going to do in my old one I was doing, the one I'm keeping, okay, I'm going to sort of back it on card or paper, and it's going to go in here, all right, because I really want it in here, because you know, you've made it and it's absolutely beautiful and I love it so much, and it's going to go in here, okay, because this is the one I'm keeping. All right, so I'll show you what I do with it once I've done it. I'll back it onto card or something, and then I'll make holes in it and it can go in as a bit of a flip. All right, I love it so much. Thank you, amazing, love it. I'll put you to bed in there. There we go. Okay, and I thought I'd put that little quote here, which I found by William Wordsworth, is it? Yep, William Wordsworth. There, so that's that finished. Okay, shall we continue with this page? I think we will. I have got a little bit planned in other places, I noticed. I've done that yesterday. I had half an hour while my husband was painting, so I sort of got things together a bit. But I want some decoupage on here, I think, and this, I love this page. It's really nice. So I'm going to go away and have a little think, have a look at my little bit box and see what we can come up with. Right, got a couple of things I want to do. So that I think I'm going to put here. Okay, because I like that mushroom. And I love this squirrel, it's my favourite. So I'm going to back that on card because I want it raised, similar to the one Tina done for me. Because I really like that. So I'm going to back that one on card. And he is at some point going to sit here, but maybe on top of what I'm doing here. All right, so I'm going to get on with this one. Okay, I'm going to cut him out the best I can. Okay, and I just made a hole down there, and I'm gonna just set that a minute. These are cheap ones, so sometimes these work and sometimes they don't, but I actually don't mind because I'm sticking it down, so I don't mind if I don't see the back on these. Yeah, okay, and then I'm going to hang something from that because eventually it's going to go on the corner of the page, similar to the other one that I've done, because I really liked that. So, oh, I'm not going to be allowed to see that. Clear the decks a bit, I think. Okay, so I might even make a hole, actually, through again. Do you see what I mean? A bit later on, but I'm not sure what I'm going to put here yet. So it's going to be something nature, I think, by looking at that. So I'm going to go and have a look, see what I've got. Okay, that's the sort of thing I've come up with on this page. That was from Edith Holden book, and I thought that would look nice with the hazelnuts and everything. Okay, and acorns, because, you know, this is Edith Holden poem, which that's going to be some sort of centre point, really. And just got put a leaf there, and I thought I'd stitch round that and have my leaf there. Bit of decoupage up there, the leaves. You know, this is just the end bit of a napkin, so that's going to go along that straight edge there, and that will go over the top, and that will over there, and this down here, and then there will be a little thing hanging from that down here, which I thought that would be okay. And I got these as relief from a punch that I got. I thought, well, that would look all right down there. So, and I thought I'd edge it in fire brick. Okay, so we got a bit of red coming on in here. So that's what I thought there. So the first thing I do in this situation, of course, you got to think back, come in front. So you always do your background first. So he will go on later, and so will that, and so will that. We do decoupage, and that is the first thing. Okay. I've inked the edges of that, cut it out and then inked so you don't see much white. Okay, I always find it blends in better to the page. Right, so I'll stop the video while I decoupage that a little bit and dry it off, because you've seen so much of that. Okay, done the decoupage, and I thought we could stick this down next. There we go. Right, and I found a bit of corrugated stuff that I had hanging around, so I thought I might use that as well with this. And I've inked all the edges just to save a bit of time, as I'm off out this afternoon going to my friend's house, and she's Malaysian. Her name's Judy, and she's got loads of material, so all Japanese, Chinese and all that, so she's got so much of it, and I said, look, you've got to get rid of this, it's silly. So we're going to sort of like make a few kits up, I think, and I'll sell it for her. So I only wish I had an Asian digital kit, but I haven't got one. I won't have time to make it up in that time, but I'm quite looking forward to sort of bagging it up and doing them. I thought sort of something like that there. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is stick these two together, because I want to sew this one there, and I must probably sew that as I go around. I'll sew that on. Okay, so it was about there, wasn't it? Okay, that worked out all right. I just feel as though I want this sort of roughed up a bit, really. This straight edge here, there and here. Push them there a minute. Right. That feels nice now. That bit of cardboard on there. There we go. Right, let's stick that down. Squirrel. I'm going to make a hole through this one, okay, so I'm not worried about where that hole is there. Let's just stick. Okay, I actually would like to have stitched that, but now I've got that there, it's a bit risky really. I think I could. No, I'm going to glue that. I'm going to glue it, but it's going to stick to my fingers, so bear with me on this. So far, so good. Right, I don't know. I know squirrels aren't furry, but or a little bit, but not like that. But it reminds me of them. Oh dear, we do have funny things, don't we? There we go. Okay, and I'll have a little doodad. I'll just go and get the doodads a minute. I go to do it with my other hand. That's why that looked a bit odd. And I think, oh, I'm going to be in the way, so there we go. And that'll be hanging down there. All right. Okay. Oh, we've got those to do, haven't we? Let's use the fire brick on these. Over there, because I feel as though I was a little bit overcrowded in that then. It's definitely less is more on that page. Right, okay, I'm going to put those on there instead. There we go. And that's that one done. And that, I think that looks quite nice now with this leaf sticking out of here. And that there. It goes to another page. And I actually quite like that the way it is, to be honest. I don't think it needs anything. I like it. Yeah. Very autumny, isn't it? Okay. Right, that's it for today. So I'm off out in a minute, so we'll see you again in a couple of days.